So I pulled up my rack here because today what we're going to be doing is talking about UniFi. While part of me deep in my heart wishes I went and did something a little more do-it-yourself, something like throwing OpenSense or what is it, WRT on custom hardware, I ended up with this primarily because it works really good. The interface is awesome, and everything is just so seamless when it comes to working with each other. I was using Omada stuff, TP-Link Omada stuff for quite a while, and for a more budget-friendly option, if you're not wanting to build out something absolutely crazy like this, let's say you maybe have 10 to 20 hardwired devices, and you don't need anything too crazy, Omada is probably the best bet when it comes to overall budget friendliness. This right here is not budget friendly in the slightest. So in this video, I'll walk you through what I'm running, where it lives, because this isn't it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Ubiquiti or this UniFi stuff is perfect. It in no means is. I don't think any networking hardware is perfect. There are some things that annoy me, and we will get to those. But having everything under one roof, managed from one place, is really nice. And I mentioned how this is a pricey ordeal I got going on here, so I need help pay for it. And that's with our sponsor, Micro Center. All this stuff is available there. And if you've noticed in some of my other videos, I've been running some local AI stuff as of recently. Micro Center sponsored the one on that Intel GPU. And I got the absolute fortune to actually go ahead and visit a Micro Center. I don't have one in my area, which Again, like I said in the last video, I wish there was one in Portland. RIP to Fry's Electronics. If you're really into AI or even a developer who wants to like fine-tune your own models, they've got RTX Pro 6000s, serious hardware, but if you're more like me and want really powerful inference without all the developer-specific stuff, they carry AMD Strix Halo-powered machines with up to 128 gigs of shared memory, super power efficient for home lab AI setups, and it's pretty incredible. I'm particular to some of the like the Minis 4 mini PCs and all those kind of form factors. So if you want to dip your toes in and experiment, any of their gaming GPUs can really handle AI workloads. They have a ton to choose from. So whether if you're going all in or just getting started, they have you covered. And big news, if you're in Austin, Texas, you are fortunate enough to be getting your very own Micro Center. I am jealous. They're opening up their 31st store location, and if you use my link in the description, you get a free 128 gig flash drive when the store opens. Do note that is when the store opens. Don't go there right now trying to get your drive. It's not gonna happen. And if you want to keep up with the latest in AI hardware and tech, check out Micro Center News. And I've got all the links to everything that I mentioned down below. So starting here, this is my rack. This is the home base for just about everything that I do, kind of here on the channel, and anything to do with tech. This is the mothership. This guy right here, this is the brains of the operation. This is the UniFi Dream Machine Pro Max, and it's doing a lot. It is my router, my gateway, my NVR for UniFi Protect, which I don't quite use yet. We'll get into that. This right here is basically the entire ecosystem. This is nice because it has two hard drive bays right here for UniFi Protect, which if you're unaware is their NVR solution. It really only works well with UniFi cameras. I do have a couple Reolink devices integrated into it. They can basically just record 24/7 and that's about it. I don't live in an area with 10 gig speeds, but I am utilizing all these SFP ports. They're all connected together, and I do have 2.5 internet speeds. It's just standard Comcast, unfortunately. And that is connected in right here through this little patch panel thing. I have to have an Xfinity modem, but it's in the garage in bridge mode, so it's like it doesn't even exist. Now, the reason I went with this one, the Pro Max or whatever, instead of the standard one, mostly is for the extra hard drive storage here, because I do plan on, once I move out of this place, using UniFi Protect on a more permanent basis. If you don't need the two bays, the standard Dream Machine is probably going to be more than enough for you. And if you don't have as much craziness as I got going on, there are other much more budget-friendly options that you could throw in, like a mini rack that look awesome. There's a couple Techno Tim videos that he kind of shows that off, and they're pretty cool. I'll link to those down below. Now the next one, and this one in my network's current state is completely unnecessary. The only reason I got this is for upgradability in the hope that someday I'll have a good fiber internet option available to me. Basically, this stack here hopefully isn't going to change for like 10-15 years if all goes according to plan. This is the USW Pro XG10 PoE. This is the fast lane. This whole thing, all 10 PoE ports, have 10 gigabit capabilities, which the only time I really used this at this point to my benefit was I was doing a huge file transfer, my entire media library, like 20 terabytes, from one machine to another. I had to plug in 10 gig network cards to each one just to make it actually usable. And oh boy, it was fast. I mean, I've done that transfer before on a 1 gig network, and using 10, instead of being like 3 days, it was a few hours, maybe like 5 or 6 hours or so it took. So huge differences there when it comes to speed and moving large amounts of data. Another thing that's really cool is these are PoE+++ ports, so they can move a lot of voltages, which is really nice when you have another switch or something that takes that in. It can distribute a lot of PoE out. So when I do move into a bigger place, this thing is going to be the switch that goes out to other smaller switches, and any Wi-Fi access points that support 10 gig in the future. Below that is another thing that is drama, but a lot more reasonable than this 10 gig one, and that is the USW ProMax 24 PoE. All of these are PoE, but with slightly different capability. The first 8 here are PoE+, while all the rest of them are PoE++. As you can see, it's very empty. It's really not doing a lot at the moment, but right now it is powering an access point. It's connected to my Proxmox machine. It's connected to this Unraid NAS right here. It's powering all the PoE devices that I also have in this rack. And then from there, sitting on top of the rack, not in the most ideal placement here, this is the U7 Pro XG sitting on top. That is a Wi-Fi 7 access point, and it covers all the Wi-Fi in my office. I don't have cords going to basically any devices that aren't in this rack, so it's all Wi-Fi in here, and it's pretty fast. I don't notice any like major differences compared to hardwired in. Oh, and I forgot to mention this unit right here. I mean, both of these units really, they have the RGB lighting, so you could customize and control those for the actual port connections. I haven't done that yet because I don't have enough things to plug into it to actually utilize that feature properly, but it is just kind of a cool thing to have. So from there, one of these is connected to, in one room over is the garage, and in there we have a USW Lite 8 PoE. So basically anything out of this room is all going to be just gigabit networking, which is fine for upstairs. Its job is pretty simple. It acts as a bridge between down here and upstairs. Granted, it does have a few extra connections, one being to another Reolink camera, and one of the cords goes up and over to a Raspberry Pi that has a 3D printing server on it, and then it's connected to another switch in my bedroom closet right above that switch, which that is a USW Lite 16 PoE. This is a really nice switch that I got on a Facebook Market for a pretty good deal. 8 of the 16 ports have PoE. Most of those are used up with all the cameras around the exterior of the house and the Wi-Fi access point that I have in the living room, which in the living room, we actually have another one of these guys right here that is mounted a little more properly than what we see in the actual rack. U7 Pro XG, again, delivering some pretty good signal. It's not using its full capabilities, as you can see here on the dashboard. This one is utilizing the full 10 gig possibilities, while that one, or the one in the living room, is not, and that's because it's connected to the gigabit switch there. So I'm not going to have to upgrade anything in here, but I will have to upgrade some of the other switches eventually. And that's basically all the devices, and I'll put up a little thing here so you can see how everything is kind of connected to each other. Internet comes in from that Xfinity modem into the UniFi Dream Machine. That has these FSP cables that connect all of these switches together very nicely, so they all have the full potential speed between them all. And then we have the smaller garage switch, which is connected to the rack, and then the switch upstairs is connected to the smaller switch. So a pretty simple setup. All right, so let's talk about what I'd change, because no network is perfect. Other than the obvious, this access point probably shouldn't be sitting here. Having that light 8-port PoE in the garage kind of is just an extra hop. It would kind of make sense to move. This 124 port switch can technically replace both of the 16 and 8 with better speeds and functionality. But I mean, it's rack mounted in here. Look how pretty it is. Aesthetics over functionality. One thing that I picked up recently at Micro Center, which I'm going to cover in a future video, is this guy right here. This is a mobile router. It's not the same like travel router where you can like pull a hotel Wi-Fi and use that, build your own network off of that. This uses like cellular, or you could do a PoE in to create your own network. This is really good for like if you're in an RV, or you have a log cabin somewhere, or if you're just having like you just need a mobile internet connection somewhere. This is really good, but there's a lot of cons with this, as to get most of the functionality out of it, it requires a subscription. And that's where most of my gripe comes with Ubiquiti stuff, is for proper functionality, you have to be in kind of their cloud ecosystem. You have to have an account, all that kind of typical stuff that you'd see from a larger company like this. Granted, the hardware is awesome. There's a reason I went with it all. And overall, the pricing is creeping up all the time. This Pro Max line of stuff is not cheap. I mean, my whole setup is probably around like $2,500 if I was estimating, probably a little bit more. And like I said, for most people, this is overkill. The Pro Max stuff is not necessary. Honestly, getting a single Dream Machine and a 24-port switch that isn't the Pro Max is going to be great for most people, or even just getting the smaller, kind of more consumerish equipment is going to be a good bet, similar to the stuff that I have in my garage and in that bedroom closet. Would I change anything necessarily about my current setup? No, no. Everything has its place. Everything is doing what I want it to do, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I actually have a cost breakdown here. And again, most of the stuff is available at Micro Center. Dream Machine Pro Max, 500. 24-port PoE Pro, 500. The Pro XG 10-port here, 700. The Lite 8 PoE, $100, but I got that for like $20 on Marketplace. USW Lite 16 PoE, $200. I got that for like $60. And I believe these Wi-Fi access points are about $200. So that's my full UniFi setup, at least as of this moment. The Dream Machine running the show. Switches distributed through all the house. Wi-Fi 7 everywhere. Granted, again, upstairs is still gigabit. So with that, I'm curious, what are you running? Did you do the arguably better choice and kind of build it yourself with a OpenSense or another solution like that? Are you using Omada? Are you using your, oh, I hope not, Comcast's router for your entire network? Ugh. Let me know in the comments, and I'll leave links to everything down below, including my home lab repo on GitHub, which also has links to everything and a breakdown. I'll probably just do that to save the space in the description. With all that, I do believe you have an absolutely beautiful day, and goodbye.